Hello, you are listening to 97.9 The Wave, WHAV. This is Nell Fitz in with Ben Consoli today, and we're going to be talking a little bit about a recent project that Ben was involved in. So, first of all, Ben, thank you so much for coming to the offices. And hello, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good,
Awesome.
And I appreciate you having me here.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so we got word from Ben that his production team, BC Media Productions, was recently involved with a Netflix series that involved the one and only Shaquille O'Neal from the Celtics. So before we get into talking about that, first I wanted to just hear a little bit about your production company and how that got its start.
So BC Media Productions got its start back in 2008, and it's just been a wild ride ever since. Like, we started with the humble beginnings of doing some videos for colleges and universities and high schools, making admission videos for their schools. And it just grew to the point where we got a great account with an ad agency that wanted to do academic videos. And so we had a huge portfolio of them at that point. That agency was called Forge Worldwide in Boston. They had an opportunity to shoot a commercial for Dragon Naturally Speaking, which at the time was like the best, most amazing technology. I begged and pleaded. I'm like, please, I've been doing so much work for you. I would love to get this account. They said yes. I produced that spot, and it ended up on the Super Bowl that year.
Awesome.
And that is kind of what changed the whole trajectory of BC Media Productions.
Great. Okay, so did you go to school for video production?
I went to Emerson College for video production and a whole bunch of other things. You learn a lot at that school, but it really has to be, a passion. It doesn't matter how much you learn in school. It really has to be, your passion has to be something you do, even when you're not in school, to be successful in the industry.
Yeah. So what do you really love about producing content?
Producing is a lot of fun because it almost feels like party planning. It's like, when a successful shoot day ends and you're like, wow, everything was on time, it was on budget, people were in a good mood. You just feel great. So that's what I love about producing. But also just filmmaking and commercials are just such a fun thing. You can be in this totally wild, unreal world for the whole day. Just be silly, be creative, and you end up getting paid for it. It's like, how is this possible?
That's awesome. Yeah. Cool. And so then your company's chugging right along, have a good portfolio. How did you get involved with this particular project with Netflix?
So we got a call from a partner production company, and the showrunner of the show, Ian Gelfand, reached out and said, all right, we have this documentary going. You can't tell anybody about it. It's Shaq, reigniting Reebok's brand in the basketball market. And, he's going to be in town. We're doing multiple days in Boston. We would love for your production company to do it. So, of course, I'm hearing Netflix. I'm hearing Shaq. I'm saying yes. It's a guarantee. Everyone on my team was extremely excited for this opportunity. So we said yes. And we had the opportunity to film 3 different shoot days, which a lot of the footage is in the first couple of episodes, which is exciting. And it was just a wild ride. Everyone was super nice. We filmed at the Reebok headquarters. Our team got to meet Shaq, and it was wild. It was a lot of fun.
That's great. Yeah, so I watched the first few episodes of the series this morning. They're very, very fun, very entertaining. Highly recommend from Nell. I noticed there were some really lovely shots of Boston, maybe some drone shots, and then, shots of the Reebok offices. So were you guys doing all of that kind of stuff, like filming just shots of Boston in addition to like actual interview filming?
Yeah, it was a mixture. We did interviews. We did a lot of the B-roll, a lot of just that supporting Boston landscape stuff. So it was a mix, when we basically have our full shoot day and they were like, these are all the things we would like to capture while you're out there. And one of the scenes, Shaq's having dinner with his son in the North End at a restaurant called Nico. And it was one of those things where it's like, okay, while you're here, try to get some North End shots to help tell the story.
Okay, so a little bit on the fly.
Lots of on-the-fly work. Yeah. It's a documentary. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, great. And so what for you was the most exciting aspect of the project? Obviously some big names, but was there anything unexpected that really got you excited?
Well, the most exciting thing is actually knowing that it's going to be released, because when you work on projects like this, you never quite know if it's going to happen because you're doing these a year or so ahead of release day. So we got the word, it's finally coming out. We're like, oh, wow. A, we can actually talk about it now, which is great. And B, it'll be out there in the world. So it's a great credit. It came out really nice. And, I think just having the big names attached is what made it really exciting.
Yeah, totally. And so we were chatting for a second before we turned the record on. So you didn't get the chance to directly talk with Shaq, but you said some of your teammates did as well? Yeah, any stories from working with him? He's a big character.
Yeah, so there were 3 shoot days. I was on the first one. I wasn't able to do the other 2, which is when Shaq and his son were on. But everyone said he was like the nicest guy ever. A funny moment that got back to me was that I guess when they went out for lunch one day, Shaq had ordered 2 sandwiches and everyone just thought, okay, it was him and for his son. But no, they were both for him. And we're kind of like, okay, this is exactly what you would expect from a man that large. He's got to eat a lot to keep himself going.
That's good to know. He still has the appetite of a teenage boy.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But what a presence. I mean, he comes in the room, not just his stature, but just there is there's something interesting. I've done a lot of celebrity work, and like when a celebrity, a politician comes into the room, you know it. They have a presence about them, and it was certainly the case for Shaq. But in his case, he also had being a super, super nice guy.
Awesome. So what's coming up next for your team? And I know that you do a lot of work in Boston, but you have an office in Haverhill as well. So could you maybe talk a little bit about your connection to Haverhill?
So my connection to Haverhill, it has been my home forever. I've been here for my whole life. I moved out for college for just a few years, but then came right back. And I don't know, it's a great town. I love it. It has such a heart to it. I'm very much involved in the Haverhill Chamber of Commerce.
Awesome.
They're doing amazing work here. And I don't know, I like the spirit here, and it's home.
Yeah.
So when it came time to finding a location to bring the business to, like it has to be in Haverhill. Like, why not? It has everything you need to start a great business. There's a lot of creative people here.
Yeah.
And there's a real thirst for, kind of unique businesses. And video production is somewhat unique.
Yeah.
So that was a natural thing.
Okay. So what's coming up next for BC Media Productions?
Well, we're working on a project for Bose currently, and in the summer we're going to be doing something for Sherwin-Williams. So
fabulous.
I am excited for those 2 things.
Wow, it's so awesome to know that these nationally recognized brands are finding representation here in Haverhill.
It's just so cool to see, like, you don't need to go to Boston. You don't need to go to New York. You don't need to go to LA to get great quality product when it comes to production work. And I don't know. I'm proud to have the business here and to say, like, no, this company is in Haverhill and you should come on by, come in for a meeting, grab something to eat, hang out. Like, every client that comes to my office is like, this town is awesome.
That's so great to hear. Wow. All right. Well, thank you so much, Ben, for coming in today, and thanks for talking with me. And, we'll see you later on the Wave 97.9. Thanks for listening. This was Nell Fitz and Ben Consoli.
Wake up with Win Damon weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on 97.9 FM WHAV.
Catch the wave,